and get ready for the 1500. Dwight, I saw Eliud Kipsang yesterday, and he said to me, John, this is the event of the meet. Guaranteed, don't miss it.
I don't think that I can argue that point. This is going to be a great head-to-head, especially when you consider the Oregon flavor of it. There is the collegiate record holder, Yared Nuguse, the defending champion from Notre Dame. This weather's not going to bother him at all, but it's awfully tough when you're running in a stadium against a guy who runs here every day.
And Dwight, Yared Nuguse, he wants an honest pace, and I think with the guys in this race, he's going to get it, and he's going to get pushed by that young man. He has won everything this season. An NCAA indoor championship in the mile, an NCAA indoor championship in the 3,000. Only got third in the 800 meters at the Pac-12 just a few weeks ago, but people started talking about this young man after the indoor season. Can he make an Olympic team? And today would be a good start. If he could take down Yared Nuguse, the defending champion, it would really go a long ways. Both those young men, Nuguse on the inside, Cole Hocker on the outside, do have Olympic trials qualifiers.
And in the team battle, Oregon needs to have Cole Hocker win this in order to close the gap and start to make up some of the points with LSU. All right, they are off. 12 finalists, cut down from 24 from Wednesday's semifinals. And you just never know when a race like this at the championship level is going to devolve into a tactical affair. So far, the turnover looks very, very good. But Eliud Kipsang already pointing to the fact that he didn't want the lead, points to Nuguse, says, why don't you just take over right here? You never know what kind of a race this young man is going to run. We've seen him run insane pace in qualifying rounds at the SEC meet 4 weeks ago. And we've seen him run like he's never run before during the indoor season. Well, he is a threat.
I was going to say, he came in and immediately abolished the Alabama record, Alabama school record, 3:36 for the 1500 meters. He is a front runner. So is Yared Nuguse. But you're right, absolutely right, Dwight. He is a wild card, but he's only running the 1500 meters here, and we've seen him double and triple at some of those other meets. And talking to Sean Carlson, the Notre Dame assistant coach who coaches Yared Nuguse every day, he said, you know, we'd love to see Eliud Kipsang lead. We'd love to play the hunter and then pass him, certainly with about a lap and a half to go, but that doesn't look like that scenario is going to play out.
So far, the pace is not blistering, but it's honest. Everybody, all 12, still in this affair, but things will start to change soon. Well, we're watching the wind also. Sorry, Dan. There is plenty of wind down there, and that's going to be have a major effect on many of these round races.
Well, I was going to say, Yared Nuguse, when he's in a race, he's always going to make it an honest pace. He does not want to give some of the kickers the opportunity to come up from behind. Yared Nuguse, he's familiar with this facility. He was here for the Oregon Twilight meet on May 7th, and he came here just as his warm-up, and he ended up taking down both Cole Hocker and Cooper Tier, and just a few weeks after that, he took down the NCAA outdoor record.
Just under 2:01 at the 800 meters, so right on 4-minute pace for a mile, but this is a 1500 meters, but certainly everybody in this final is able to handle it. Kipsang continuing running on the outside of lane 1, maybe even bothering Nuguse a little bit, rubbing up against him from time to time. Now we see Walid Suleiman of Ole Miss, finally a senior at Oxford. Hocker right in there against the rail. Here is the bell. Nuguse, Kipsang, Suleiman, and Hocker, and look at everybody shifted gears right there at the bell.
And Sam Tanner there in 5th position. He's a good kicker as well from the University of Washington. But Notre Dame coach Sean Carlson said he wanted Yared Nuguse to go to the top and never relinquish it. But I think it was a little bit slow in that first 1,200 meters.
Hocker now trying to get back into position. He was bumped and got a little off stride. Kipsang, you just don't know what he's going to do. He has the legs for this. Here comes Nuguse, the defending champion, and Hocker right there.
Well, Cole Hocker has come back on quite a few people this season. He's an outstanding kicker with 100 meters to go. We'll see who's got some left.
Right now it's Hocker and Nuguse right there. The defending champion doesn't have the answer, and Oregon's going to score 10 right here. Hocker wins it. Nuguse 2nd, Suleiman 3rd, and Kipsang 4th. the freshman pulls off the victory here at home.
And look at that time, 3:35.35, and that's an outstanding time for these windy conditions. And that was exactly the kind of race that Cole Hocker wanted to run. You know, and even if they were to line up and run 100 meters, I would probably say that Cole Hocker would win that outright. But after 3,400 meters, it just was a gut check to see who had something left. But there you see Yared Nuguse. He's trying to move to the outside a little bit. Cole Hocker's stuck on the inside. He had to slow his momentum down a little bit, and that can sometimes throw some guys off. But just absolute perfect positioning for Cole Hocker. And he just wears his emotions on his sleeve, and you can tell how tired he is. The head goes back, and he's just a freshman already becoming a legend in these parts, getting to be known as such a fantastic kicker. Did run a 54-second lap at the end of a 5K at the Pac-12 championships, but big victory for him.
The number 5 time in collegiate history, the number 2 time in meet history. Only Sidney Marie has run faster at these championships. Cole Hocker, the freshman, scoring 10 for his Oregon Ducks. Yared Nuguse, the defending champion, has to take the runner-up spot, and Waleed Suleiman getting 3rd, and John Anderson is downstairs with the new champion.
I am with Cole Hocker in the 2nd fastest time ever in this meet. Cole Hocker, listen, if the open 400 is as good as the 400 we saw here, it's going to be a terrific race. Tell me what you were thinking as you hit the last lap.
Going into the last lap, I was feeling good, and I was just hoping to remain in contention. I knew if I was within striking distance, then I was going to have a legitimate shot, and I was feeling good enough heading into 400 together. I was really confident.
What happened here coming out of turn 2 when you almost took a flyer?
Yeah, I don't really know what happened. Yeah, it's all good. I don't think anyone was trying to do anything, but I was just trying to stay on my feet and yeah, remain locked in right there, and that like little things like that can throw you off, and I just was mentally prepared for anything, and I was able to handle that.
And finally, you had raced Nuguse before, and it was here, and you didn't win. How'd that affect the race today?
It affected it, yeah. That's the first, I think that's the only race I lost this season, and I mean, mentally, when you know someone's beat you, you try not to think about it, but it is in your head, and I just knew that that day was not my best day, and that if I had my best day, then I would be able to run with anyone.
Better that one than this one. Congratulations. Right. We'll see you again in the 5K. Cole Hocker, national champ.
Lifetime best for the young man, as well as the 2nd fastest run in this meet. When we return, it'll be the steeplechase on the track here at the NCAA championships.